Hi guys, and welcome to episode 2 of Emulating the Master.
I was born to be united. Daddy told me when I was just a baby. When I was 5, I went down the Warwick Road. Now I'm addicted, the only place I'll go. Take me home, United Road, to the place.
Yes, welcome back to Emulating the Master episode 2. I'm Wes, and in today's episode we'll be taking on Leicester and Manchester United in the Premier League. Now, since you were last with me, we've played a few games now, and we've not been in too bad form really. You saw us take on Cardiff in our first game in charge of Watford, and we drew 2-2, which in hindsight wasn't a bad result considering they were mid-table at the time, but in my opinion we should have done better. We then had quite a big gap between that game and our next game in the Premier League, so I arranged a friendly against Billericay Town to just get some morale back into the team and keep fitness going. We beat them 6-0, and we managed to carry that form forward into our next Premier League game because we managed to pick up our first win in charge of Watford. A 1-0 win away from home against Crystal Palace. A decent result. Roberto Pereira with the winning goal in the 87th minute, coming off the bench. Unfortunately, we faced tough opposition in Arsenal in the game that followed. We were away from home and we did lose 2-1. We were 2-0 down, and Isaac Success managing to get a consolation goal in the 87th minute. We followed that up with a 1-0 home loss to West Ham, where we didn't really play that well, and we conceded 23 minutes in and couldn't get back into the game. But then we managed to pick up another win, this time against Burnley, who were in the relegation zone with us, I think, at that point. And not only did we manage to survive going down to 10 men in the first half, we walked away with all 3 points. So I was very pleased with that result. We played very well, and we looked like a decent side. Created quite a few chances in that game, and if we'd have been at full strength, then we may have got a better result. But unfortunately, we couldn't carry that forward into the last game we played before this episode. We lost 6-3 away from home against Tottenham. We looked like a good side in this game though, despite the fact that we conceded 6 goals. We scored 3 very good goals. We were passing the ball around well, we were keeping possession quite well, and I think the result flatters them a bit. I mean, our defending wasn't very good. Our goalkeeper was shocking, but I think we have the makings of a decent side. We've finally settled on a tactic that we're going to use, and it's working well. With the right additions in the January transfer window, we could have a decent side that will stay up this season. So like I said, we're going to be taking on Leicester, who are currently 19th, just below us in the Premier League. And then we take on Manchester United, who are 5th in the Premier League. We'll have a look at the Premier League table just to see where we are. We currently sit in 18th place, but only on goal difference. We're on 13 points, and we have a game in hand on on all the teams above us. I believe that game in hand is against Arsenal, because they're the only other team that are on 17 games. So I don't know when we're going to be playing that game in hand. If we have a quick look at the schedule, we don't play that game in hand for a while. Now, am I wrong? They are the only other team on 17, aren't they? They are. So yeah, we've not long played Arsenal. I don't know why, but I don't know why it's saying that's weird, because we don't play Arsenal again till April, so we're going to have a game in hand on everybody for the next 4 months. That is weird. Okay, so yeah, we have a game in hand on the teams above us, which is good, because if we can win that game in hand, we should climb out of the relegation zone. There is a 6-point gap between us and Brighton, who are in 15th. Apart from that, everybody else is quite closely bunched together in mid-table, so I think if we can string a few results together, then we can maybe catch Brighton and maybe get a lower mid-table finish this season. Again, that does rely heavily on the additions we can make in the January transfer window. I have been looking at some targets, and we'll have a look at those in the next episode, because the next episode will come at the end of the January transfer window, and we'll look at all the transfer business that I've done throughout January, and we'll see who we've let go, who we've brought in. Personally, I think we could do with a goalkeeper and a striker at the very least. But we're going to have a quick look at the tactic we're using now and the starting 11 that we're going to be using against Leicester in the first of today's games. We are actually favourites for this game, Leicester being below us, so I'm hoping we can pick up a win in this game. This is the tactic that we've been playing for the last few games. It's effectively it's a 4-3-3, but on controlled possession. It just allows us to control the game a little bit more and create our own opportunities as well. We are also we are also using a gegenpress with the same formation. We're training that as well. So if we do go behind, then we can go a bit more attacking and push for more goals in the game. And this is the starting 11 that I'm going with for the first game today. Gone with Gomez in goal, despite his poor game against Spurs. He's been better than Foster in goal since he's come back in. So we've gone with Gomez in goal, back four of Messina, Cathcart, Cavallesi and Navarro, with Capuy sitting just in front of the back four. A midfield of Cleverley and Decore, with a front three of Pereira, Penarant, I can't pronounce these names, and Delafeu on the wing. On the bench we have Foster, Jan Matt, Prodel, Cabor, Deeney, Chalabar and Femina. I have dropped Troy Deeney because he hasn't really been scoring, and I have actually transfer listed quite a few players who I want to get rid of because we don't have a great deal in terms of transfer budget to be playing around with in January. I'm just going to say to them, I'm going to be assertive, and when I say a team such as ours should be winning no problems at all. I'm also going to say that I have faith in them, because that seems to get them happy and fired up, ready for the game. Like I said, hoping to get a result, because a win today would probably see us climb out of the relegation zone. We were outside of the relegation zone after beating Burnley, but because of the results we've had since then, we did drop back in, and I am aware that we have just gone 1-0 down, which was poor, really. We didn't defend very well there. He was completely unmarked on the edge of the area and deserved to have a shot from there, and it was a good finish. So only ourselves to blame for that one. I'm going to tell them to show some passion early on, see if we can get back into this. Some of you may be able to hear I sound a little bit bunged up. That is because I am coming to the end of a week's worth of flu. It's been very difficult. I haven't been able to record or edit or upload anything, although because I record big batches of videos, I'm about 5 episodes ahead of where you see on YouTube. I'm actually 5 episodes ahead usually. We have had our first highlight, and it was a corner headed over the bar. We've got a throw in now. Capuy to Decore, was that? Yeah, Decore. Really, I shouldn't be recording. I'm still not in the right frame of mind to be recording, but I needed to do something. We've gone in at half time 1-0 down, and I'm just going to say that I'm not happy with their performance so far. I'm going to give it another 10 minutes, and if we're still not looking like scoring, then I will go on to the gegenpress. But we're through on goal, and he was offside, so that didn't matter. The shot was straight at the keeper anyway. We have had 10 shots in this game, 3 on target, and we are controlling possession. I think we need to make that count a little bit more, and we are going to go on to the gegenpress version of our tactic, see if that can produce any more chances for us. I'm going to say to them, it's our first highlight since the change of tactic. Cleverly with the ball in midfield, loses out to Ndidi though, and Cavallesi wins it back though. We just not. This is the problem with the gegenpress version of the tactic. We can't string 2 passes together, and as a result, we do generally concede a lot more. And my point proven for me, Kelechi Iheanacho scoring his first goal of the season against us, 60 minutes on the clock, and we're 2-0 down. And I really don't know what we're going to do to get back into this. I'm going to have to make some substitutions. Penaranda's not playing well, so I'm going to bring him off, bring Deeney on, give him a chance. And I don't really know who else to bring on. Pereira's not having a good game, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap him over with Delafeu and bring on Firmino on the right hand side. Play him as in his preferred role as a winger on support, because he's played quite well when he has played. See if he can do something for us. I'm going to put us on attacking as well. That last shout that I did had absolutely no effect on the players at all. And that's 3-0 now. Harry Maguire scoring from a set play. Their free kick just hit the wall. And then Maddison got the ball back. Maguire completely unmarked. Can't leave Harry Maguire unmarked from a set piece like that. I'm going to tell them to show some passion again. We're just sinking without a trace now in this game, and it's ridiculous. I mean, they'd only won 2 games all season up until today. We've got 5 minutes left. We're clearly not going to get anything out of this game. I'm going to bring on Cabor for... You know what? No, I'm not. I'm going to bring on Prodal for Cathcart, who's been awful. And his butt. It's not going to save the game for us, but you know, I just need to get through to the January transfer window and bring in some players that are going to just offer something different, and that's it. That's full time. We've lost 3-0. We're losing 3-0 against a team that are below us in the table. How the hell do we get a result against Man United? That really wasn't good enough. I'm going to just shout at the rip the Manu one. We'll come back when we're ready for the Man United game. Okay, so just a couple of changes for the Man United game. We've brought Foster in goal because Gomez has been awful in the last few games. We've also brought in Chalobah into the midfield and dropping Decore back to the half-back position. Put Capoue down to the bench just to give him a rest. He was only on 92% conditioning. Other than that, unchanged side. We're going to lose this game. I'm just hoping that it's not going to be a massive loss because we don't want our morale to go down too much. They're playing the same formation as us, so we could basically just cancel each other out, but they have the better players, obviously. I'm going to be passionate, and I'm going to say that the media have been on our backs for ages, and that's motivated them. So hopefully we can get it. If we lose 1 or 2-0, I won't be too unhappy. A draw would be fantastic, but I don't think that's going to happen because Man United have much better players than we do. Foster did well there to keep that out from Lukaku. We defended that corner quite well as well. And as you can see from the goal line technology, that it wasn't in, which is good. I mean, a draw would be a fantastic result. We might even be able to nick one. We haven't had a shot yet in the game. We're only 10 minutes in though, and we've had 51% of possession, so we have had a shot now, and it has been on target. Not worthy of a highlight though. This is what I like, not many highlights, because that means that they're not scoring. If we can get in at half time at 0-0, I'll be very, very happy. We seem to be playing better in the games where we know we shouldn't be winning them, rather than the ones that we really should be, like the Leicester game. I'll change this to the latest scores, because I want to see how Wolves are doing. Wolves are drawing against Southampton, so that's good. We don't want them pulling too far ahead of us. And it is half time. We have gone in at 0-0, which is good. We've had more possession. We've had the same amount of shots, so we're doing well. I'm going to be passionate and say I'm happy with the performance so far. Keep it up. Just keep their morale up, and hopefully we might even be able to nick one late on and get a result, but I doubt it very much. It's more likely that they're going to nick one. Wolves are still drawing with Southampton, which is good. United have just brought Martial on. That's never a good sign for us. He's quick. I don't really want to make any changes. Although we've not created any highlights at all so far in the second half, we're 68 minutes in. We haven't conceded any goals, which is even better. I'm going to bring off Delafeu and bring on Firmino again. And yeah, let's give Deeney a go. Have Troy Deeney come on and have him play as the pressing forward on attack. See if he can just nick one, put some pressure on the defence and nick the ball back and maybe get a goal. But I mean, a draw in this would be a fantastic result. We've had the same, well, we'd had the same amount of shots as them. Only 9 minutes left, and we've got our first highlight of the second half, but we are defending, and Marouane Fellaini scores for Man United. He was completely unmarked at the back of the penalty area. He just broke away. Nobody followed him, and he had so much time just to pick his spot. And that's a shame, really, because we had defended very well. I'm going to make the last change. Decore's not played well, but he's only on 65% conditioning, so we're going to bring on Capoue for him. And obviously that's going to be our last change of the game. I'm not going to go attacking, not going to change the tactics, because, I mean, a 1-0 loss at home to Man United is a good result in my eyes. We've controlled possession well. We've had 4 shots, 2 on target. We just want to try and keep the scoreline as low as possible, as we defended that free kick there. Foster's played well in goal, which is good. He obviously needed some time out of the team just to prove his point again. And I think this is just going to be winding down the clock now. We're passing it around nicely in the midfield. Cleverly out to Messina. Can he get a cross in? No, he doesn't need to. That's full time. We have lost. But I'm happy with that result. We played well. We controlled the possession like we were supposed to. Yeah, we conceded a goal, but that 1-0 loss against Man United is a hell of a lot better than the 3-0 loss against Leicester. And I'm going to be passionate and say, despite the result, I'm happy with the performance. The only one that lost focus there was Deulofeu, and so he should, because he wasn't very good in that game. And we're going to have a quick look, see where we're going to come back. We've got Grimsby Town shortly in the FA Cup third round, so I'm hoping that we can win that game. Obviously the Cup is our first priority, because that's the first goal that we need to hit in 4 seasons. So, but I think staying in the Premier League is a bigger ask, or a bigger goal for this season. But a run in the FA Cup would be nice. So if we get through against Grimsby, which we should, then I think the next episode will be the 4th round game, so I can show you an FA Cup game and then the league game that falls either side of it. So if you like that, please give it a big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe for more Football Manager 2019 videos, and don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Twitter at Weasel Gamer TV for both of those. And thank you very much for watching.